Hey friends, Maverick here, coming to you once again from the workshop of love, and I have a problem and I'm going to fix that problem today. Well, sort of. I'm going to remedy the problem. The problem is that I have a hurt knee. No, we're not doing shop surgery. Not yet. Maybe we'll see how bad the knee gets. But it's getting better, but I have to walk a mile tonight. And that's not good on a hurt knee. I've got a brace on it, great, but what I need is a cane. I have a cane. I made this one several years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago. This is a good melted down aluminum, cast aluminum skull on a 2x4 that I ripped down to this octagonal piece of wood shaft. And it used to have a nice tip on the end. Sawdust from the floor. It has been worn away. There is a small hole where it was in there, but this is too slick on pavement or concrete or anything. Cobblestone of downtown Austin, there it is in places. I'm gonna slip on that, and I don't want to injure my knee further. So I need a new stopper here. The problem is what do I use as a stopper? And I could make one out of grip tape. I could make one out of sandpaper if I wanted, like an 80 grit sandpaper. I could use a little button that goes on the end of a chair to keep it from sliding. Those little things that go. There's so many possibilities, and I was looking around the workshop. I found something. Cool little thwacker that I got at Harbor Freight. You can tell because it says the label on it. And I can also tell that I've barely ever used this thing. If this cost me more than $5, I would be surprised. But what I noticed was this end right here and how it is threaded on. Well, this little purchase has served its purpose because it is the perfect size to go right on the end of my cane. I'm going to walk you through step by step how I'm going to do it. It's going to be really easy. I'm not going to make it so it's threadable and removable. I've thought about that. I'm just going to make this a permanent fixture at the end of this cane, but it's going to serve me well for the rest of the week. I'm hoping that my knee is bad, and hopefully if my knee ever goes bad again. So let's see how this goes. Okay, first things first. This is not flat. This is rounded, convex, messed up in every which way. So how do we fix that? Table saw. Next up is to find the center of this shaft. That way I can drill the hole. Now there is a hole already in there, but I don't know. That looks a little off center to me. I remember when I did this before when I was actually hit by a car last time I put a pad on here, and I was in a lot more pain than I am now. I just didn't care. I just bump, done. So that's why this needs a little extra work now. To find the center though, I'm not going to use any special tools. I'm going to use a popsicle stick. It's got a straight edge, straight enough, and because this is not circular, it's octagonal, what I can do is I can go from several separate points and draw a line. There's one. And two's enough, but I'm a big fan of redundancy. And so I'm going to do all four, of opposite corners. All four opposite corners. And one more. And that shows me where I was just ever so slightly off. So honestly, it's not going to be enough to really matter. Now, how am I going to get that? I'm going to use make that hole. I'm going to make it with a Forstner bit. I've got my whole set of Forstner bits right here, and all I'm going to do is say that's about 3/8 of an inch. Is my guess. Put that there. It's a little bit smaller than that. It's smaller. Oh, sorry. I picked up my half inch. This is my 3/8. And it's just tiny bit of wiggle room there, which I'm fine with because I'm going to fill it with epoxy. And when you fill it with epoxy, you want a little bit of wiggle room. That way you can finagle it. Let's drill this hole. All right, once again, I'm not going to be super accurate here. I just want it to be basically done. This hole that is already here is kind of in the center. And as Forstner bits go, that's not going to make too much of a difference. So I'm going to try to line it up as best I can with that. All right, do a quick fit check. Look at that. Yeah, there's some overlap. I don't care right now. My knee hurts. That's gonna be fantastic for tonight. All right, the next step is epoxy. Now, if I was better prepared, if I had a good plastic epoxy, it's probably what I would use. But instead I'm gonna use JB Quick because it's what I've got in the shop right now, and this cures. Let's just see if it doesn't even say on the actual containers here how long it takes. In my experience, it sets in about 5 to 7 minutes and is completely cured in an hour or two. That's fine for these purposes. It's also not going to be load bearing. It just needs to stick, and it already does through friction pretty well. This is good enough. If it fails in a year, I'll fix it again. Can you tell my knee has started to hurt? The way this works is pretty simple. You're going to take equal amounts of each of the steel and the hardener, and I use playing cards. I'm a magician. I have thousands of playing cards just laying around. So I take a playing card, put 2 little dabs on, use that same popsicle stick we used for measuring to mix it all up, smear it on, and put it together. That's all we're going to do here. It's that simple. I will always, I don't care how old I get, I will always make the noise, some sort of fart, gross sound effect when doing this. It helps me get the proper measurement because I squeeze as long as the sound lasts. That's not true at all. I've done it since I was probably 5 or 6 when I first started using binary epoxies. It's the way my father taught me, I'm sure. So these two get mixed together. Now, through the years, I've always made a joke that I will always make too much epoxy. Because you do. There's no way to make not enough when you're just doing something simple. Hold on, get my pieces here. You always make too much, but I don't care because it's, once again, quick and easy. All I'm going to do is smear that on the threads. If anything, I want those threads to no longer work. I want these to go in here deep. There's a lot of extra space inside this cap. I'm not going to try and fill all that, but I'm going to use that as where overflow goes. It doesn't matter if I put too much on here right now. It's not going to squeeze out the sides. So that is all on there. Oh, that's pretty. And now I could come back in here and touch this up. Hell, if I wanted to, because this is rubber, I could probably even sand or cut that down and make it flush. But I'm going to tell you right now, kids, that's good enough. Oh. Alas, poor Ulrich. I knew him well, Horatio. He helped me when my knee hurt. Guys, I'm satisfied. Oh, I have a concrete floor here, and I will say that a concrete floor is great when you spill something. It's not so great when you need traction, especially when there's sawdust on the floor. But I'm pressing at about a 15-20 degree angle. It ain't slipping. Oh, it moved. Oh well, epoxy hadn't set yet. It's all right. I'm gonna leave that in there. I'm not gonna touch it for an hour, but I'm super happy. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be doing more of these because apparently people like them. I had pretty girls say, I love this when I posted the last one on Facebook. So of course I'm gonna keep doing them. So if you like it, subscribe. If you're watching this on Facebook, well, if you click the page, right? I'm old. You click the page, that'll link to my YouTube, subscribe there, and it helps me somehow. I don't know how. They tell me it does. But, you know, until then, stay safe. You know, we're still in COVID-19 awareness month, year, decade. So, you know, wear your masks. Wash your hands, don't touch other people. We're going to get through this together, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye.